White Coolies, a true story of Australian women at war, adapted from the diary written in a Japanese prison camp by Sister Betty Jeffery. White Coolies, dedicated to those nurses who did not return. Sister Davis.
Missing.
Sister Hempstead.
Missing.
Sister Gardam.
Missing.
Sister Raymond.
Missing.
Sister Jeffrey.
Here.
August 1944, and we're still here. Still carrying water, still trying to chop great wet trees into firewood with our same blunt axe. Still trying to find the energy and time to do extra work to earn money to buy odd scraps of food. Still hungry. I found myself on the 6 a.m. squad to go gardening this morning. There were 8 Dutch women and 4 British. The British consisted of Margot Turner, Kong, a dark-skinned child from Malaya, and myself. We lined up at the guardhouse for Tenko, dressed as usual in shorts and some tops, armed with heavy chunkles and empty stomachs.
I wonder how long we must await the pleasure of Ito.
Oh, is Ito on duty this morning, Margot?
I think so. I saw him bobbing out of the guardhouse.
He is a conceited little man, that one, and so ugly.
He's got such a huge jaw, like an undershot ape.
I do not like ugliness. It is a joy to look on the early morning. If you look above the walls and the squalor within the walls, the morning is beautiful.
It's about to be blighted, Kong. Here comes his lordship Ito.
I do not have to look at him. It is not hard to see above his head.
He looks very pleased with himself. Tiga Inggris, Satu Australia.
Landa keluar sama lan penjaga. Inggris dan Australia tinggal.
What are we to do?
We are to stay, the Dutch to go out with the other guards.
What's all this about, I wonder?
Step forward, you British.
You bet.
So, I will take Chungal.
What is this?
So, you will take these tins and remove rubbish from the tip down the road to that place where I point. It is understood?
Down there?
Yes. Start work. I will return soon. So do not think to be lazy.
These tins are full of holes. It will be most difficult to manage.
They will serve.
They're the tins used by the sanitary squad. Oh, this is revolting. You're sinking it up to your knees.
Margot, did you see where Ito pointed?
Yes, Jeff. Down the road about 400 yards, just past the house where the Jap guards live.
Funny. I thought he pointed at the house where the Jap guards live.
Jeff, you wouldn't dare.
Oh, that's where he pointed.
It is true. It is so easy to misunderstand directions.
Come on, let's get started. This is going to be a pleasure. Now, get the worst of it first.
I don't think there is any worst. It's all revolting.
Here, the aroma is most vile. It would be a good place to start.
What about the Malay lass?
She will do as I tell her.
Got another tin ready, Kong?
It is prepared.
Jeff's found a wonderful place, right on the lawn of the house outside the snake's window.
It is fitting.
You better call if you see Ito coming back.
The worst that can happen is we have to move it again. I will say I misunderstood.
Well, that was a good load. Rotting pineapple tops, old rags, broken china, soggy cigarette butts, hair, filthy, rotting ends of rations. Ooh, it was disgusting, but just right for the snake.
Here is a tin of squashy fluid. It should be added to make the aroma strong.
The aroma, as you call it, is as strong as a horse. It's nearly knocked me sideways.
When the sun reaches it, it will rise to its full force.
Oh, that will be grand.
Oh, I think this would nearly walk down the road by itself.
Another day it'd fly.
Here comes Ito. Be careful.
You British, why are you talking?
I didn't know we couldn't talk.
Have you finished removing the rubbish?
Yes.
Where did you remove it to?
Down there, along the road.
So, you are not taking this work seriously enough. You talk and laugh too much.
But we've worked hard.
Not enough. You will now come and fertilize sweet potatoes from the septic tank.
Oh, no.
Certainly. Couldn't like anything more. Come on, let's get at it. We were set to work fertilizing the sweet potatoes that are growing on the side of the camp farthest from the tank. We carried filth barefooted for miles. I feel I will never be clean again. Our protectors, as the Japs call themselves, are the most evil-minded bunch of cutthroats. They must have been hand-picked for this job. They glory in trying to belittle us and thinking up ways to make our lives more of a hell than they already are. They want to see us grovel, which, of course, they never will.
What sort of a day do you have, Jeff?
Oh, exhaustingly. But it had its lighter moments. Ito had 4 of us moving the rubbish pit.
Oh, not that decaying death trap outside the camp.
The same.
Oh, where did you have to move it to?
Well, thereby hangs a tale. We put it all under the snake's window.
What? You put it where?
You see, Ito just waved his hand and said over there and pointed in the general direction of the houses. So, we misunderstood.
Oh, Jeff. Oh, what will happen when they find out?
Well, they must know by now. Nothing's happened. Anyway, Kong said she'd say she was the one who misunderstood. And they won't do anything to her.
Oh, she can get away with blue murder. Oh, I think that's the best thing I've heard yet. Although, if the rumors that I've heard today would only come true, they'd be the best thing ever.
Oh, what's the latest?
Only 1 week more, and we'll be free.
And where did that one start?
I don't know. I heard it in the kitchens. Everyone's positive the war must be over, at least by the end of the month.
And why should they think that? Nothing's different here. Things just go on endlessly the same. Perhaps getting a little worse.
Oh, but wouldn't it be wonderful if it did happen? Just think, free to thumb our noses at the guards and walk out of here.
As long as we didn't have to walk too far.
Or if we looked up and saw a bunch of diggers walking through the gate.
Oh, that would be something. Suntan diggers in slouch hats. I'd give anything in the world to see them.
Never to have to see another little yellow monkey again.
They're certainly unattractive, these nips.
Slit-eyed, bandy-legged monstrosities.
I take it, Sister Singleton, that you don't care for our protectors.
No. But seriously, Jeff, you think of the succession of guards.
No, there's nothing I could think of that I want to think of less, if you get what I mean.
Oh, there's Banana Johnny, Lipstick Larry, Rasputin, R-Fat, Armadize, Bully, the student.
The saddest if ever there was one.
They're all sadists, and most of them are besotted with drink.
You know, it's funny how we've got so shrewd about Tenko.
How do you mean?
Well, haven't you noticed how we all hurry or dawdle into line according to which one of them's on duty, and how drunk he is at the moment?
That's what I mean. They're completely degraded, and they want more than anything else to get us down to their level.
Reen,
Yes?
would you mind stepping down off your soapbox? I'm tired.
Oh, yes. What was I getting so steamed up about?
I can't think.
Are you sleeping inside or out tonight?
Inside, I think. The Aussies are a bit fierce out here. I'll get under Rule Britannia. Oh, if I'm not too tired to walk that far. I can still smell that disgusting rubbish pit. The stench is down the back of my throat.
Like pennies?
Nothing like pennies at all.
No, I mean like the smell of pennies clings. They say that bus conductors and tram guards, when they first start, can't smell or taste anything but pennies.
Listen, sweetie, after today's little effort, the smell of pennies would be like some rare and aromatic herb.
Go to bed, Jeff.
Kong's right, you know.
What about?
She said this morning that if you look up above the walls into the sky, you can find beauty even here. Just look up at those stars. They look so clean.
Look up. Look up is right. If you don't look out, you'll go to sleep sitting there and fall down. Come on, old thing. Onto those broomsticks you call legs and go to bed.
Of course, by the time I staggered inside, folded my shorts, and climbed under Rule Britannia, clad in my tiger-striped nightie, I was wide awake again. I lay listening to the frogs and night noises of the swamps, and thought of buses and the tickets, and tried to remember the fares to different spots around Melbourne. The sound of pennies as they were counted into your hand. I didn't remember that they had a smell. August the 11th, 1944. The most important date so far. It's terribly thrilling. Something's happened at last. I couldn't get to sleep last night. Even though I was so tired, Reen had to nearly carry me into the hut. I twisted and turned on my little bed space for hours. I heard the clock in the guardhouse strike 1, then 1:30. Still, I was wide awake. Oh, drat it. What's the matter with me? Why can't I go to sleep? Oh, it must be nearly 2:00. Oh, dear. If I turn over again, I'll wake Viv up. I can't even toss and turn in peace. Oh, perhaps I should count sheep. Oh, that's no good. They all have Jap faces. That'd keep anyone awake. What's that? Sounds like planes. Well, it is planes. That's funny. Japanese planes practice at night, but never after 9:00. There's a lot of them. They sound different. Viv! Viv, wake up! Wake up!
Oh, what is it? I've got to sleep.
Viv, listen. There's planes.
What's the matter, Jeff?
Listen. That's bombing. Viv, they must be our planes. It is. Oh, here they are. Jeff, it's wonderful. It's an air raid, Del. A real honest-to-goodness air raid.
He has certainly shaken the nips up. Listen.
Hey, listen to them. They've gone mad. All the lights are out all over the camp. Listen to that. It's the Fireworks and noise of Singapore all over again.
It's terrific.
Well, come on outside. We can watch.
No, I can't get out of this cursed net. We can sit on the mess tables and have a grandstand view. Look at them. They're coming in waves.
Oh, it looks as if the rumors about it only being another week might be true.
Hey, we shouldn't be out here without any protection. What if they start bombing any closer?
Well, there's no point in staying inside those flimsy huts, Dale.
No, but what about the tin hat?
Well, let's get it.
Oh, it's down the other end of the hut, I think. Hey, where is everyone going? To get the tin hat. By the time we work out who should have it, the raid will be over. Did you find it, Chick?
Yes.
Well, grab it before someone else does.
Hey, well, look out, Dell. Don't touch it.
Why? What's the matter with it?
Full of precious water.
Then we won't use it. If we're going to get strong, one tin hat won't help much. And if we're not, we'll want the water. Did you get it, Jeff?
No, it's got water in it, Viv.
Really, this is as good as a circus. The chaps are running around like demented ants. The hay-hose are scared stiff.
Oh, my knees are knocking with excitement.
Oh, mine too. It was so sudden, everything seemed the same as usual. But now you feel it won't be long now, don't you?
Yes.
There must be hundreds of them. They keep coming in waves.
It's nearly dawn.
Oh, I suppose they'll stop before it gets light. Just think of them going home. Oh, if only we could hitch a ride home with them. They couldn't see us. You must look like an old swamp from up there.
Well, I only hope our lad shoots straight. It'd be wretched luck to get a smack now after all this.
You Australis heard air raid last night?
Well, you couldn't very well help hearing it, could you?
No, that is right. Was very good?
Good for you?
Yes. Was Japanese practice raid. Very real, very good.
Ah, that was a practice. It was the best ever.
A Japanese Air Force is very good. You tell other Australians it was practice only. Tell anyone who asks. Only practice.
I'll tell them all, including the Marines.
Yes. Tell them all. Only practice by Japanese.
Hello, Jeff. You over the excitement of last night?
Oh, I still feel wonderful. Even though Ito's told me it was only a practice raid. He wants me to spread the news.
That's funny. The hay-ho said the Plaggio oil fields was heavily bombed. They're still quivering.
I told Ito I'd tell it to the Marines.
Did he know what you meant?
No, he said, yes, tell it to everyone. Hello, Dell.
Hello, Jeff. I wish the boys had dropped a few axes last night.
It was all a practice last night, Dell.
Practice, my...
Well, that's what Ito just told me.
Rats. My legs don't shake for practice.
That's what I thought.
Good morning.
Oh, hello, Kong.
Good morning, Con.
Did you enjoy last night's excitement?
We loved every minute of it. How about you?
It was very beautiful to watch. The colors that flowered from the shells. But too noisy. I do not like the noise.
When it's our boys making the bangs, it's music to me.
There are new orders today.
What about? I haven't heard any.
It is no longer permitted to hang the washing on the lines outside. It could be seen from the air and could lead to the camp being a target. If we are struck with even one bomb, the place will disintegrate. The Japanese wish to avoid that.
Yeah, I wonder who they're considering, us or themselves.
Well, at least it'll clear the camp a lot. You can't walk to the kitchens or the Dutch lines without bending double half the way and getting sloshed in the face with wet clothes.
How long do you think it will be before this war is finished?
Well, it could be any time.
It is most hopeful now that your people are making air raid. Perhaps it would be well to be in readiness to depart quickly.
Carl, when the time comes, we'll be ready. It'll take us about 2 seconds flat to be on our way.
Two nights later, there was another raid, but nothing happened. We took Kong's words to heart and have all our belongings bundled up ready to grab and make a dash for it if it should be necessary. We're still waiting, but what a difference, knowing it's our own men bombing this time. We celebrated the first big air raid by digging up our tapioca plant. We'd eaten all the leaves as far up as we could reach. It was very good and most filling. Anything that adds to our ration is a help.
I suppose this community cooking's a good idea. Doesn't give you much variety in a day's food, does it?
Oh, I don't think anyone could vary the present rations much still.
No, I suppose not, Viv. But 1 part rice to 8 parts water is a bit of a dreary mess for breakfast and not enough to keep a sparrow alive.
It sounds so grand when the cooks say, "Here is your boo-boo." It's a bit of a letdown to be handed a small bowl of soupy stuff with no taste.
Well, the 10 o'clock cup of coffee is the best thing that happens during the day.
You know, when you think of it, it's fantastic what we're living on. A small bowl of soupy stuff for breakfast, a cup of coffee, black, at 10. At midday, a small bowl of rice with a dessert spoonful of kangkong stalks and a speck of that seasony stuff.
Oh, sambal, I like it.
Yeah, at 5, a bowl of rice with a teaspoonful of kangkong leaves and a drop of cucumber stew. We certainly should confound the dietitians.
You've forgotten one thing.
What, Jeff?
What we're having now. An evening cup of black coffee.
Oh, yes, of course. Black coffee made from the same grounds as this morning's. Very tasty.
This is the best time of the day. Just look at that sunset. Clouds are tumbling into all sorts of shapes. The way those colours change, it's really beautiful.
Yeah, it's one of the nips haven't found a way to stop us seeing it.
Hey, you're a bit disgruntled this evening, Dale. What's the matter?
No, I suppose it's the letdown. Thought we might be out of this by now. Things seem to be settling down for another 20 years. I feel as if I'm heading for an attack of malaria. Other than that, everything's just fine.
You better get to bed and cover up, old thing.
Oh, I'm all right. Sorry, girls, I didn't mean to whinge.
It does you good to have a bit of a moan sometimes.
Good evening.
Hello, Kong.
Hello.
I have come to ask, do you want anything to go out of the camp to trade for food?
Why, Kong? Is our number one go-between going out tonight?
Yes, Nellie is ready to go out. I thought perhaps you might want her to do something for you.
Well, thanks, Kong, but we've got nothing left to barter at the moment.
You know, Nellie's wonderful, the way she manages to slide out without being seen or heard by the guard.
She moves like a shadow, and she has no fear.
The thing that amazes me is the way even here there's a flourishing black market.
You do not approve of it?
Oh, certainly I approve of it. I only wish I could make more use of it. I'd trade anything I own for a cup of sugar. But there doesn't seem to be a big demand for old rags, and that's all I have at the moment.
I must tell Nellie there is nothing to get for you. She is waiting.
Of course, the Japs know there's black marketing going on in the camp, and they threaten jail and death if it continues. But it goes on just the same. Nellie is a very dusky Ambernaise with a mop of black hair. She dresses in black pajamas for the job of go-between and just slides through the shadows, sometimes right under the Jap guard's nose. When we know she's going out, we all feel anxious until we see her safe in the camp again the following morning. If she were caught, she'd certainly be shot.
Listen again for a further episode of this true story of Australian women at war. White Coolies is based on the diary written secretly in a Japanese prison camp by Sister Betty Jeffery, especially adapted for radio by Gwen Friend, and produced by Fifi Banvard for Australasian Radio Productions.